let me check, guys, if we are live. Test mic 1 2 3. Are we too loud? I think my background music is too loud. I'll lower the background a little bit, so I don't have to be screaming and stuff. So yeah. I think my background music is too loud. Lower the background a little bit. I don't have to be screaming and stuff. Maybe we'll do. So yeah. I think that's good enough. Minus 20 dB. Atoma Wakongo. Hello, my friend. How is your day going? Okay, we'll continue. So what I did was actually I tried to like put another layer of liquid, but it after 24 hours I noticed that still the same stickiness. So what I did was mixed calcium carbonate with the liquid, a little bit of lead carbonate, but you don't have to use lead carbonate, but it helps speed up the drying process. And now I think we're on a good step. I think there's still a little bit of that stickiness, but it's maybe we can work with this. So again, that's we didn't fail. We kind just figured out the purpose of a good having a good primer. Having a good primer on there to help the oils dry. And so this is like watercolor paper with like minimal, like just one layer of gesso. So I guess if we work on that, like without having the cotton beneath, it's going to be harder for even the liquid to dry. So that's something to think about, to consider for next time in our work. So it's something to keep in mind. And if you're going to like meet with such the same issues, maybe it's time to add a little bit more a little bit more calcium carbonate even to your paint. So what I'm guessing right now is we're going to be needing, I'm going to need to like add calcium carbonate to my paint, because this paint is pure pigment. So if I find that it's hard for it to dry, difficult for it to dry, or even too slippery, I might consider adding calcium carbonate, or to help us like paint the shading. So I've been looking at the reference image, and the two versions of this. There are two versions of this, right? So I've been looking at the two versions and been watching some documentaries or some discussions about it. And the first one, the one that I said was looked unfinished, I think looked more authentic, as like everything about it was painted by Leonardo, because you can see the watercolor quality, the ethereal, like the because he paints in like transparent pigments, right? And he doesn't use like grisaille. And the one in England, or in the, I don't know which, I forget the place, but the one in England, I guess, has the one that we are using right now as a reference, has a grisaille underneath. If you look at it closely, you can see that there's a gray underpainting below. It's not even a brownish black. Or maybe it's a little bit of brownish black, but the browns were painted on top of the gray. So it kind of shows a grisaille underneath, like a gray modeling below. So it's not like a Leonardo where it looks like watercolor. It looks like or a crayon, a working crayon. So I don't know. I'm a little bit torn whether we should go for the one in the Louvre or the one in the King's collection. Excuse my sneezing, guys. I need to do it because I have been like infected by a virus that's going to spread all over the world and spark the end of humanity. We have Ben Wellan. Hello, Ben Wellan. How's your day, my friend? So what I'm doing right now, let's do a hybrid. I'll use a brownish black just to mark the darkest spots that we can find here. So let me pull up my reference. I'm using a lighter version of the reference now, like I edited it in Photoshop just so I can see if there are any differences to the lines, but we'll see. Let's see if this move is going to help us. Adding all those layers. It's just a layer of it's just a layer of calcium carbonate. It's not even even. I didn't even think of evening it out. Like I was thinking like, okay, I'll just do one layer. I'll try to even it out as much as possible, but then paint this shading and then cover it again with another layer of primer, just like how Leonardo does it, just to ensure that our future future layers will stick or even dry. So again, it's very important, and people are asking like why do all of these steps. It's not like you have to do it like so just for the ritual's sake. There's a purpose to it. So one is if Leonardo like found that his painting doesn't work, the pigments doesn't work, or the canvas is not receptive enough to paint, like it's not, wait, let me focus on this. So if the canvas is not as, you know, receptive of pigment or medium, he's just gonna let it dry and then add another layer, right, of primer. So that's why most of his popular paintings has like all of these layers underneath it, like different shading, different drawings. Sometimes we think that he changed his mind, and I guess that's part of the process, right? Like sometimes you do something and you kinda, after doing it, making a mistake, right? So you make a mistake, and then after having to erase it, or like as he does it, like a recycle his do it all over again, recycle his canvas, he can maybe think that, okay, maybe I can change these parts a little bit, make it a little bit more like this, make it a little bit more rounded, right? Or change this image to this. Like when I was younger, no, not really younger, just, you know, like, you know, those knowledge that we spread around, like for the glazing method, I thought it was like some like obscure magical method that he does that nobody else can do. It's like some weird alien technology. There's a lot of things that we are like we take from hearsay. That's when you like study it and try to apply it, it's not really it's not like how we think of it, right? You come to understand why he does what he does, and you can by doing what he does, right, by connecting with him, connect with him via trying to mimic, trying to understand his process by doing it. Actually, it was very daunting to me before I started doing the secret project that I'm doing. I've kept for years now, which I thought was very easy when I was young because it looked easy, right? And then, like, also throughout the years, there's this little bit of information here and there that kind of passes through our mind, my, you know, my radar, just random information here. You can read like maybe read a couple of, you know, Like there are things that, you know, pass by information that, you know, they're not really something that I research. Then it kind of influenced me to thinking that this method, glazing method, is again like feeding a printer like multiple times the same paper and have it like print yellow now and print blue later, and how much of yellow do you add here for this layer. Like you have to cover the entire canvas with paint, with thin paint, over and over and over and over 40 times. But that's not what's happening, right? It's just like this. Like, okay, so I paint this, for example, then it dries out because I haven't, let's say I haven't finished, we don't finish this today, right? And then tomorrow I add another layer to it, make it darker. I got another layer here tomorrow, make it darker, or add like a hint of brown to make it warmer, make it a little bit right? It's not the magic, the mystery. Sometimes it's the fault, it's, you know, sometimes it's those pesky art dealers' fault for making things sound like something else. So, okay, so back to the painting. I'm noticing did it help? I guess it helped. Like for this part here, I'm looking at the reference. He might have started, like, if we think about it, when we think about it right now and trying to copy it and having that that false narrative in our brains, right? So what I'm seeing is that here there's a warmer line here, right? This one is like a brownish black here, and then here is a bluish black, right? This part is bluish black, this part is brownish black. So if we think incorrectly, we would think like, okay, I will draw this line right now with a bluish black and then brownish black here, just light enough so I can layer a blackish gray here. But you know, no artist in the world can predict what they're going to be doing like 3 to 4 layers later, right? So how can you like decide if this should be a warmer line right now, right? So it kind of, my point is that some of these ideas we have about Leonardo, like he always used transparent pigment, when, you know, he might have used like a semi-transparent color or like a burnt umber can become if you paint it on black, like a not very pure black like this, it's gonna create that effect that we're seeing on the reference. I don't think he already had like a reference, a finished image somewhere. Then he decides to like, okay, I'm gonna paint this with light yellow right now because I'm gonna add this a light vermilion later to create this orangey color. I don't think that's what's happening. Though that is one way to paint, right? But it's not absolute. There's no way you can predict. So you have to like adapt every layer. Like for example, he tries to achieve this like shade, lighter shade right now, right? And then tomorrow he finds out, okay, I'm gonna need to darken this spot or make this spot warmer. So he uses his what he has, like pigments, then paint a warmer shade there, a warmer color there, right? Because in the past I was thinking like he must have seen the painting before he painted it to achieve, like, to be able to follow the process that we were told that he did, which he did it. So like if you look at the description, you can see questions there that I posted. I think it's 4 questions that might enlighten anyone who's interested in the process of Leonardo. How he did things and why he did things in such a way. So by figuring that out, you can nail like the idea. Though he was like a precise guy, like he paints, he can create like volumetric drawings, right, using lines. Like he would use lines like this, great volume. Process was, I think, just in my opinion and personal analysis, it's like very, you might call intuitive. And simplistic. Like it's upfront. It's not, there's no like people might think that he never used white to shade this, right? But he did. Like for me right now, I can use white to create this shades, but you know, his first layers always has been like a trial and error, and I want to see if that's true here. I can always add the grays later here. Of course, we're gonna have to do it, right? It's inescapable because this version of the painting looks very clean, and that's simply because of the grisaille. And to create the grisaille, it's easy to make it look clean simply because of the white that's there. You don't have to manage the thickness and you know, the pigment, where they land or where they stick to, and how much of them stick where. You don't have to suffer this kind of like irregularity, because this is very normal, right? This is natural for the type of medium that we have, like our canvas, the fluidity of the paint. It's always going to look somewhat like this, like it's it could be as smooth as you can, but not as smooth as I can achieve it without using white. Like if you want to copy this England version correctly, we're gonna have to use white here later on, of course. And we're still gonna do it, even if we, let's say I'm gonna achieve this perfect shade here, I'm still gonna have to use white to make the highlights or to you know, finish off the volume here in the lightest light. I'm just staining basically. And in Leonardo's case, with his underpainting, if you can see the, you know, the commission he had that he never finished, the big one, where there are like Jesus in the manger, there's people all around. Uh-oh. You can see that his burnt umber underlayer is not very clean. It's rough. Oops. Okay. So again, let me try adding some white pigment. Create this gray here. I think I painted that too thick. That's okay. You can always come back to that later. We're now using a brownish gray here. Maybe I should change my blending brush, something better. Something more. Should I use softer? This one is softer. I just made this, by the way. Like, I have this Badger brush, a fan brush, and I cut it and then just tied it up, add some glue to it. So it's soft, and you know, and I'm just floating it up here, bouncing it. Now, even if I added the white, the calcium carbonate with lead white, I think that's one of the benefits of using like lead white, because you can have like volume of paint without losing the transparency, right? Because if we use like if we use titanium white as an extender to our paint, like let's say we want more stickiness to our paint, right? You want it to be less movable like this, less watery, but more conducive to like spreading like this without like being pulled up by every brush stroke. Like every brush stroke would pull up your paint. Try this harder one for now. So by adding this calcium carbonate, what you do is like make of course you get your powder, add oil to it, right? Then just mix your paint to it. And student grade paints already have extenders to it. The problem with student grade paints is sometimes they dry like in a dull tone. I'm looking at the reference right now and I see this like eyebrow, sharp eyebrow going here. I think mine is a little bit higher, but it's there underneath the white. So basically there's a drawing underneath of this eyebrow, and then it was painted over with white. You can still see it. It's very visible. Like in this area here, there's this gray here in the final painting. Then there's a brown, dark, grayish brown that's been painted under over top of it here. And this part's like not very visible right now, but it's there. So yeah, again, by using calcium carbonate as an extender, it allows you to extend your paint without losing too much opacity or too much transparency. Because if you rely on especially artist grade titanium dioxide, it's going to cover a lot of surface. Here I still have the transparency because I can still see the underlying color of the canvas. And you know, that's why stand oil is very nice for creating glazes, simply because it sticks. So if you use like too much fluid, like if it's too watery, your medium is too watery. So basically what we're doing there is using the medium as an extender, right? Instead of using like another mineral as an extender, we use the medium to extend the paint in such a way that it doesn't like flow too much. So it's a little bit sticky. And did Leonardo use calcium carbonate? I think that was very common. I'm not sure. I'm just assuming that he did, because it's a marble dust is very common at that time. I don't know if they have a very refined one like ours today. Mine is like a technical grade and it's very fine. Like it's comparable to oil pigments. So what I'm thinking right now is I think I should be more content with this amount of pigment that I can evenly spread out. For now, right? Because I can't do my usual like create shade, complete shade right now. I don't know if it's a skill issue or it's a material issue. But you know, I can only have so much skill to manage fluid and canvas like this. So we'll just rely on layering. So with the calcium carbonate on our mixed with our pigment here, blackish brown pigment. We might be able to get through this phase and just add more later. So again, the importance of having it's very important. So is this basically dry brushing? Maybe. Perhaps. I never really think of methods like that. Like I just do what I need to do. To achieve an effect. So adding a little bit of calcium carbonate to even to our blacks here will help us like layer on top of it more next time. The next layer. Is it shaking? Maybe you mean shaking. Maybe it's because of my canvas, my easel. I have wheels on my easel. Maybe when I start applying pressure or moving my arm, it's shaking. And you know, I don't have the most stable hand because I'm a carpenter. And my hand is my pulse is damaged from all those, you know, hard labor that I did in the past. I'm still doing it right now, but not so much. That's why you don't want to like do fasting and stuff, because it's gonna mess up your nerves. My dad, he used to like do a lot of fasting, weeks, sometimes a month, and now his hand is like shaking like uncontrollably. He can't even write properly anymore. So I don't do that. Don't make yourself hungry intentionally. You can eat small portions if you really don't like to eat, but never go through hunger. I used to like just eat like once every other day while working on my, you know, I'm living on fumes. Life is hard, you know. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. just to build whatever you need to build, you know, to help you like have like better life, at least even a little. I'm not gonna answer that, Ashu. Like everywhere is the same. It's just that I'm in a poor country. I think you can find it in the video, but I'm not gonna answer that live. I'm not gonna be giving away like sensitive information like that. I can talk about experience and emotion, psychology, but I'm not gonna be giving details about I'm not from India though. So. You know, to be honest, I'm not putting shade on you, just that while I was on Facebook, people who came there that were Indian was like very scammy, man. I don't know what's wrong with it. Is that like normal in India? Like there's so many scams. Like of course here there's also lots of that. I think it's common everywhere, but they're just, you know, too active. Like if they find an opportunity, just gonna attack. Okay, so I think I lost my drawing here. I'm just gonna redraw this later. Like I want to keep this, but I think I'm gonna use a brown shade. Right now I'm kinda, my brain is a little bit distracted. I need focus for this one. So again, the subject is not about me, about where I'm from. My point is, do not do what was that? Fasting. Never do it. You want to keep your brain, it's the same as eating too much, right? Don't eat too much, just eat the right amount. And don't like starve yourself. It's a downward spiral and you're gonna lose like much of your. And I pretty much have a good, when I was younger, I had a good like pulse. I don't have like shaking. And right now, sometimes it occasionally comes, like it just suddenly shakes and stuff. But of course, right now, I'm using a mall stick attached here. Made my own one, so it's not about my hand, it's about this easel. It's a moving easel, so I can like reposition it to suit my back, because the priority is me and my health, not the painting. The painting is there to supposed to help our health, mental health, right? It's not supposed to become like the burden that hurts us. Like, it's not supposed to add more trouble. It's supposed to help us become more comfortable with ourselves. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks for the support. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, because that's most of the encounter are like that. So it's normal for me to like assume that, right? I mean, you can't take that away from people. Like, if all they see about let's say a dog, right? This guy, like, every time he meets a dog, the dog like chases him. So the next time he sees a dog, he's gonna think like, is this dog gonna chase me? Right? It's normal. I mean, there's crazy people everywhere. It's like, but it's just that in my experience, like, I've never seen an American like message me, okay, oh bro, I want to buy your painting, just send send money to this number and shit like that. I'm like, whoa, the hell, what the hell, bro, what the hell? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm not actually, it's just normal. It's not racist or it's not racism, it's just human behavior, right? Thank you for that. I'm just asking a question, by the way. I'm not like, and people think that that place is very dangerous. I don't know. But I think everywhere is dangerous. Like, there's this female streamer who wanted to go there, right? And she's pretty and stuff, sexy. And Reddit people are just going like, oh my god, this is going to be a disaster, like, you're gonna die there. Like, is it true? Is it like there's no law and order there, or the people are naturally selfish, or like in this survival beast mode? Like, are they like becoming like more animalistic in that area? Like, it's different from where I am, because when you go to like the mountains and stuff like that, it's gonna be different types of people there. But it's in the cities. The animalistic people are in the cities. All right. Because it's people from there who's warning other people not to go there. So I was just kind of curious, like, whoa, what the hell is going on in that place, bro? There's like a zombie apocalypse there, like a Mad Max situation. Broken. Post-apocalyptic. And the food, I'm just the food, I used to think like, this is very stupid, okay? So I used to think that this thing is like happening everywhere in India. Like, street food are just made like with dirty hands, and but come to figure out that India is like a huge place. Like, there's so many areas, there's so many cities, and different places like have different practices, different like, and these are just people like featured on videos. Like, there's just one guy who does things. Maybe on that day, right? He was just like, or it may be part of a religious whatever, right? Just funny how we think sometimes. Okay, so back to the painting, mostly what's gonna happen is similar to this. You're just shading it, right? Shading it. Here on this part, I'm not gonna force it. Maybe it's still a little bit tacky here. So I'm not gonna force this part here. I don't wanna redo it. But since it's dirty, I'm just gonna use a variation of what we have here right now, like a lighter version with more white, with more calcium carbonate to the paint, just to keep things going. I think that's what it looks like right now. And you know, I have to take a break, cook some dinner. So hey, Ashu, I hope you thanks for the chat, man. I think most of these scams though are like bots, right? On Facebook, are like bots. And you know, in Twitch, oh my god, like if I go live on Twitch, like it's just like so many bots. Like come to my Discord here, come to my Discord, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna give you viewers. Come to my Discord. Like, whoa. Bro. How much time does it take to complete a painting normally? It depends on how much you're like, depends, man. Depends on the person. Depends on what you're trying to do. Like if, for example, I'm copying something, right? It's gonna take longer because I'm gonna have to look at every shade, right? Which layer came first. But if you just like do some painting like your own and you don't have any like any restrictions placed on yourself, you don't have any ideals you want to achieve, it's easy. It's just like an hour or something. You can just do that, but it's not gonna look great, right? For me, usually it takes me like a month. Like I paint, if I can paint like every day and every layer is dry and I have no, like I'm free to do what I want, it's gonna take me like a month, including all the drying stuff. Right? But me, I kind of like fight myself a lot. Like while I'm doing something, like even if it's okay, I don't like it. So I'm gonna try to improve it, try to make it better, and then ruin it, and then just like, it's a struggle. It depends on the style, it depends on what you want to achieve. But for this type of painting, it's gonna take a while. It takes a while. But you know, that painting I did for that girl, if you can find it here on channel. She has a red like dress, like including the error that I encountered in the beginning, because it was hard. Like it was similar to this. Like when I painted, like the underpainting always lifts, so I have to repaint it again with calcium carbonate. It's like reestablishing the background, right? The canvas back again. So it's kind of peeling off, it's not drying from underneath, always wet. So including that, kind of took me like 2 weeks to finish that, because I already have an idea what I want. I want it to be simple, I want it to be direct to the point, no stress. Like all the colors, I know what I want, like the color of the light that I want, the skin tone, I know what her skin tone is, what the color of the dress is. And the difficulty was changing her clothes, actually changing the clothes, the way the shadow drops on her clothes, on her dress, changing that. It took me like 5 days to finish that, because I had to like do editing on Photoshop, create mock-ups, right? Before I painted it. And then while I'm painting it, during the painting, I had to change a few things. So it depends. So some for some commissions, you have to give your artist like at least 6 months, especially for big paintings like 50 by 70 size portraits. You gotta give him 6 months. Just give him the time to perfect your portrait. Like it's not a rush, right? It's not a product that you want to sell every day. It's like your own portrait, so you gotta give him the time. Anyway, that's it for me for now, and I need to cook some food. So thanks, man. I'll see you next time.